Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Clonks, and welcome back to another episode of my FC25 Career Mode series. As always guys, if you did miss the last episode, go and check it out. The link to the playlist is below, so you can catch up on the last one and any of the previous episodes you have missed. But for those of you who did see it, you will know that we went into the January transfer window in the last episode. We also played two games. We played another league game against Watford, which we won to make that 9 wins in a row in the Championship. We then played Fulham in the FA Cup and we got absolutely battered. We played it because we wanted to see where we were in terms of our squad against a tough challenge against a Premier League side. It proved that we've got a long way to go, but we were sort of aware of that because, like I said in the last episode, our team is the team that's struggling in the Premier League in real life this season. You're kind of expecting that result. However, we did go and sign someone in the last episode as well. We've signed a left-sided midfielder in the name of Decison. Good signing. We got him from Como. I believe we ended up paying 9 million. A bit more than I wanted to pay for him. However, I thought in the end, to be fair, Como was struggling in the Serie A. They're actually just hovering above relegation. So to come to a Championship Southampton, we did have to kind of pay a higher fee than we were originally planning to. And then we did give him a pay rise just to come to us. I still think it's a realistic deal. I haven't seen any feedback yet because I'm actually recording this before you even see the previous video. However, I do hope you guys agree that this is a realistic signing for us because I'm excited for his debut today. Another deal that we were trying to get through the door is a loan deal for Matheus Franca from Crystal Palace. This deal, I was originally looking at him to play on the left. Ultimately, we did decide to go for Decison, and I believe that was the right move because Franca isn't as high overall as I first thought. However, we still want to sign him on loan to rotate with Grombeck in the cam position. So we have had an offer accepted from from Crystal Palace. The reason Norwich is in my head is because we're playing them next. But yeah, because we've got that Norwich game, the deal hasn't gone through yet, so he hasn't agreed terms to join us, but I don't see it being too much of an issue, so hopefully we can get him through the door today. So in today's episode then, we have got a played game against Norwich, like I just mentioned, which we will play next. We then have Hull, which I am going to sim, and then we will have deadline day. So there's only the 2 games today, unless nothing, absolutely nothing happens between now and the end of deadline day, then we might have a look at maybe playing one more game against Derby, although that probably would be a sim game, so it would probably be Middlesbrough, so we'll probably sim that Derby game then Middlesbrough, but that does depend on how much transfer business gets done, because we haven't had any offers yet for any of our players, really. We sold the youngster centre-back, can't quite remember his name at the top of my head, but we sold him in the last episode, but other than that, we've had no offers for anybody, which is good, but I'm still expecting at least 1 or 2 of them to come in before now and the end of deadline day. So we shall see what happens. As for now though, we will head to that Norwich game. But before we do, remember guys, if you are enjoying this episode, please remember to leave a like. That would be very much appreciated. And subscribe so you don't miss anything else from my channel. Before we jump into that Norwich game, let me just show you the table very quickly. So this is how the table is currently looking. Leicester are currently top of the table. We, with 52 points, we are in 3rd with 47. So not too far off them. However, we've had a really good run, but it's still so close. So close. Obviously, we're only 2 points off automatics with West Brom there in 2nd on the 49 points, but we are only 3 points above 7th, which is obviously outside the playoff spots. And we actually play Hull today. Now, I've just seen where Hull are in the table, so maybe I'll play that Hull game actually. I think we will play the Norwich and the Hull game. I was going to sim it, but I believe now looking at that, it's probably a good idea to play both those games. So that's what we will do. We'll play both of them, and then we'll see what happens in regards to transfer business. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's head into that Norwich game. Norwich team then, they've got Angus Gunn in goal, Jack Stacey, Vitic, Duffy and Coyle as the back line. Then they've got McLean and McCondes, and then Forson in the 3 central midfield / CDM roles. Then they've got Jurasek, Josh Sargent, who caused us a lot of problems last time we played Norwich, and then Borjas Sainz, who we were looking at. However, we did decide to go for Decison over him, and Lucas Decison does start. His debut is today. Hopefully he can do a job for us, and this is the rest of our lineup. It's pretty much our first team, and I'm hoping for another win, which will be 10 wins in the Championship in a row, which is just ridiculous. If we can do that, that will be fantastic. So let's try and do it. Jurasek. Oh, he's cut back inside. Macondes. Oh, what a ball into Jurasek. Sargent. Good save by Ramsdale, but Sargent causing us problems already in this game. Howard Bellis will try and get out to Cunha. Grombiak should get to this. Does. And it does fall for Cunha. Will actually take a strike on his left. Good save, Gunn. First chance for Cunha then in red and white. And is forced a good save out of Gunn. And so far this game has been very even. We've both had one chance. But it is still 0-0 at the moment. Oh, that's a chance here. Forson. Jurasek. Yeah. Oh, so Norwich go up the other end after our chance. And they do make it 1-0. Jurasek with a goal. It was Sargent played with Forson. Forson then a nice ball in to put him 1-on-1 against Ramsdale. And Jurasek puts it past him to put Norwich 1-0 up. And we've got to come from behind. Jurasek already on the score sheet. What a lay back. Oh, Sargent just puts it wide. That could have been 2. Maybe should have been 2. He had a good chance to make that 2. But he's just dragged it wide. Back to Sainz. Oh, he wouldn't let me select the man. And Ramsdale makes the save, but it is all Norwich at the moment. To Cunha. Play that into Grombiak. Oh, referee. He's got to be off for that, is he? Is he off for that? He is. Early on in the second half, Emiliano Marcondes takes out Grombiak as he's about to line up the shot with a very aggressive tackle. Was it a red? Yeah, he's not going for the ball at all. Just dangerous play. Takes out the man. And we do have a free kick early on in the second half. What's Cunha's free kicks like? Do you know what? He's actually got the better one. He's left-footed though, but we'll try and curl it. If he can score a free kick on debut, that would be huge. What a fantastic debut it will be if he can get a free kick in. It's not going in. It's very poor in the end. Still 1-0 then, but Norwich are down to 10 men. Really good bit of play here by Norwich again. Josh Sargent plays it back into Forson. Strike. Wide. But another chance for Norwich to extend their lead. We are not playing particularly well so far in this game. Good pass into Jurasek. Bring it back. Oh, I can't get anywhere near him. He's going to get a strike away. And Ramsdale is forced into yet another save. But even since they've been down to 10 men, it's still Norwich threatening. We need to wake up in this one. Falls down to Downs then. Downs into Fernandez. Play that out to Grombiak. To Cunha. Back heels into Grombiak. Strike. Save from Gunn. Oh, but Grombiak should have scored. We're going to make some changes. But to Cunha should have had an assist then, because Grombiak should have put that in. Good tackle by Howard Bellis. He's been doing that a lot this season. Oniachu. Bob. Get that back to Oniachu. Strike. Oh, and over the bar. That was a big chance. We are pushing now, but that really should have been 1-1. Nice bit of footwork by Cunha. I can't. Right, referee. How isn't that a foul? Jurasek. Strike. Oh, he's at the bar. The ref. I don't know how the ref hasn't given a foul just before that. But Jurasek hits the bar, and we are lucky to still be 1-0 down. And Cunha has actually picked up an injury from that tackle, which I've really thought should have been a foul. So hopefully he's not for too long, because that would be very frustrating. Because we went to sign him because obviously Dibbling is out. I hope he's not for too long, because that's going to really frustrate me. But we'll have to bring Solmano on, and we're actually going to bring Bertrand Diaz on as well, on the right, to try and get a goal back. At least a goal back in this one. Try and lay that back. Can't quite. We've got another chance. Head that back into Downs. Bertrand Diaz will take a strike. Oh, Gunn with another good save. And Norwich get it away. We can't quite break through them at the moment. It's still another corner to Norwich. As far as we're concerned, the ball is not in the right end of the pitch. And they're just wasting plenty of time now for us to maybe not get this goal. Although we might be able to break on them here. So we got 4 added minutes. Bertrand Diaz, can we break? We'll try and get this out to Bertrand Diaz. Oh, he does get there, and he keeps it. And Onuachu is there. Another pass into him. Can we do it again against Norwich? Referee doesn't give it. I thought it was going to be another late penalty against Norwich, but the referee has deemed that that is not a foul. We will have a look at it in a minute, because I'm going to be very annoyed if that should have been a penalty. I'm not too sure. But it looks like it is going to be 1-0 Norwich, and we are going to lose finally in the Championship after 11 games. We finally fall to Norwich, a 10-man Norwich, who did go down to 10 men in the 47th minute, so we should have done a lot better. However, I do want to check if that should have been a penalty. Right, Brereton Diaz plays it into Onuachu. Onuachu does a good first touch, which he does a lot. I was about to shoot. You can see there. Oh, maybe he just gets a stud on the ball. And to be fair, he doesn't actually foul him at all. Onuachu he gets a stud on the ball, and Onuachu then falls because he's gone for the shot and maybe made a bit too much of it. Anyway, it wasn't a penalty. We do lose, so let's advance now, and hopefully Decison isn't out for too long, please. So thank God Decison isn't out at all. He did pick up an injury, but he's shaked it off, thank God. And here's confirmation that our second signing of the window, Franca, comes in on loan for the rest of the season, so quite happy with that. As far as we're concerned on incomings, now we are done unless we do lose some key players, which I'm hoping we don't between now and the end of the window. However, I am still expecting something, whether it's Fernandez or either Onuachu and Archer. Then we'll have to have a look at replacing them, but hopefully we don't, because we need them. We need them to advance. So at the beginning of the season, I was, happy to sell. Well, not happy to sell them, but I was more open to selling them because I thought it'd be realistic, because we just got relegated. However, now we're pushing for promotion, so they are very key. But if those offers do come in, we still have to consider them. Anyway, let's see what happens between now and the Hull game. Okay, so we've had an offer here for Sulemana from SC France. I'm not even too sure where they're from, to be honest. They're offering a swap deal with Alex Bramejo, but I'm quite confident I can reject this. It's not realistic at all. I don't even know where this team's from, but Sulemana is staying for now. Okay, so we didn't get any more offers between the Sulemana one and the Hull game, so we're jumping into this Hull game now. So for them, they got Panda in goal, Coyle, Hughes, Egan and Jacob as the back line. They got Alzate in the CDM role with Lincoln and Porta in front of them. Bellumi out on the right. Joao Pedro in the middle, and then they got Louis Barry on the left. Our team then is pretty much the same. We've actually brought in Brereton Diaz and Onuachu starting, as well as Ugochukwu. And then we do have new signing Mateus Franca on the bench, ready to make his impact. Hopefully we should get a game in this one. We have, however, dropped down into 7th now after that loss to Norwich. That's how close it is. We lose one game and we drop 4 places. We lost to Hull in the last time we played them in the reverse fixture, so hopefully we can make up for that and get back to winning ways in this one. Headed down. Fernandez wins the ball back, and he's got some room. He's got to score this. Mateus Fernandez wins the ball back. Good pressing, and then puts it past the goalkeeper, and we do take the lead in this one as he goes and high-fives the crowd. Really nice. He's popping up with very important goals. He's been fantastic for us this season from the CM role. And he gets another one here from pushing, pressing, and then a nice finish. And we are 1-0 up in this one. Let's continue it. Bellumi back inside to Pedro, back to Bellumi. Coyle, Joao Pedro, strike. And just like that, I'll go up the other end, and Porta nearly does score. They do have a corner out of it. Ramsdale forced into a save. Hopefully we can get it away. It's not quite away. It's going to come back at us with Porta. He's got another chance, maybe into Joao Pedro. And easy into Ramsdale hands. Lincoln, Alzate, Porta, Joao Pedro. Oh my god, that was Ramsdale forced into a save. That was looping. I thought it was an easy save, but it proved to be more difficult than it first appeared. The way he just looped up. Ramsdale was forced into having to make a diving save. Maybe one for the cameras in the end, though. Can they create something to get back into this game? Ramsdale comes out for it, but not very convincingly. Comes back into Jacob. João Pedro. Back to Lincoln. Back uses to Barry. Back to João Pedro, and it is 1-1. Intricate play from Hull in the box. Couldn't get anywhere near them. And João Pedro gets the equaliser for them. Frustrating from our part. I just couldn't get anywhere near them. It was intricate play. Pass. 1-2s. And then João Pedro does finish it off very nicely. And gets the equaliser for Hull. Grombiak. Cunha's carried on his run. We'll get it to him. Play that into Oniachu. Turn, strike. Saved by Padua. And they get it away. We get the first chance of the second half. Berzin Diaz. Try and get that into Oniachu. Good first touch again by Oniachu. He's got loads of men around him. Takes a strike. The ref's actually going to give a penalty. We do get a lifeline here. Another penalty given for handball. Oniachu's first touch to get the chance was fantastic. And then he had like 3 or 4 men around him. Maybe a bit harsh. Probably just hits him in the hand in the end. But like I said, we'll take next season. If we do get the Premier League, we will start looking at them with the VAR. However, as for now, they are on and they will stay on. And Oniachu will make it 2-1 from the spot. I believe that's his 16th goal of the season. He's having a really good season. That's why I'm surprised we haven't had any offers in for him yet. And Fernandes, obviously the other goal scorer. But hopefully we don't. Because like I said, I want to keep these players. They're key players for us to fight for this promotion. But we do need to win this. It is very, very key. Very important game. Like Hull are above us now. We're in 7th. We need to win this to hopefully get back into the playoffs. But there's still a long time to go in this game. But we are in a good position. Amrabat, good pass out to Barry. Barry brings it back inside, plays it to Miller, chipped into Amrabat. Amrabat does get there, strike. Ramsdale another save. We're bringing Franco on for his debut. And hopefully he can help us get a 3rd goal because Hull are pushing for this second equaliser, which would be frustrating. Because we do want to win. What's Ramsdale doing? If you're coming for that, mate, you've got to get there. He's ran straight out for it, sprinted out, and got absolutely nowhere near the ball, which has let Hull score from the corner. He's just got absolutely nowhere near the ball. Nowhere near it. And I'm not even sure, I think it's Egan, is it? Yeah, Egan heads it in to make it 2-2. Huge mistake from Ramsdale, and we've got to do it all over again. And it looks like they're going to just play the... Yeah, I don't even think we're going to get a chance. If there is a chance, it'll be from them. Hopefully the referee's just gone backwards. Blow the whistle. Is he? There we go. So we do draw against Hull. Not ideal, considering the manner we just conceded that equaliser was just... Ramsdale have got absolutely no idea what he's doing. Frustrating, but at least we didn't lose. We'll go and have a look what that's done for the table now before we advance towards deadline day. Okay, so after that loss to Norwich and the draw against Hull, we have dropped out of the playoffs. We are now in 7th. However, we have played 1 game less than a couple of the teams above us. If we do win, we will go back actually into the playoff spot. We should do on goal difference because our goal difference is better than Hull's. We'll be level on points with them, but we should be above them on goal difference. So it's vital that we do win the next game. I believe it is against Derby, but we won't have that in this episode. It will be in the next episode because we are now going to advance towards deadline day, and hopefully we can keep the key players in our squad. We've had this offer for Larios. Like, I'm not going to use him. It's a loan to buy. But at the moment, I'm just going to reject it because I feel more comfortable having these fringe players now in my squad just until the end of the season, and then we'll reevaluate in the summer. Okay, so we've had this offer for Jan Bednarek from Freiburg. So obviously they're in the Bundesliga. They're currently down in 16th in the Bundesliga. I had a look at their squad and I believe that he'd probably be backup. However, he is backup for me as well. So mid-table in the Bundesliga over the being in the championship. I'm gonna negotiate it. I'm gonna ask for 4.4 million, which is a bit, it's $1 million more than they've offered, so we'll see how they deal with that. If he goes, then we might have to look in the transfer market for potentially a loan again for a centre back, or I just don't think I've got the funds to sign anyone. I mean, maybe we'll have a look. Anyway, we'll see what they say. I'm going to ask for 4.4. See if they're prepared to pay it. They are prepared to pay that. So Bednarek might be heading out and we might have to go back into the transfer market. Okay, so we've had another offer here for Sulemana. This time from Austin from the MLS. Again, quite happy to reject that. Not really a team that I feel like he'd want to go to. So yeah, we're going to reject that. With regards to Bednarek, we're still waiting for the confirmation that he is going to leave. I can't see it falling through. But I have decided we're not going to go back into the transfer market because we do have Jack Stevens who can play as the backup centre back. So that's what we're going to do. So we're not going to replace him right now. We'll have a look in the summer what we can do with regards to replacing Bednarek, but Jack Stevens will play as backup for the rest of the season. Let's advance. Okay, so here's the confirmation that Jan Bednarek is leaving us. He's heading to Freiburg. And like I said, we're not going to replace him at this current stage. So overall, I wasn't really using him, so it's probably the good move for both sides. So that's our second player of the window leaving us, but so far we still haven't had any offers for key players yet, so hopefully that continues as we head towards deadline day. Okay, so we have reached deadline day, still no offers as of yet for any of our players, so we shall advance now through deadline day, and here comes an offer for Onuachu from Copenhagen. I'm going to look into their team and see where they are in regards to league table, whether they're actually in the Champions League, because if they're still in the Champions League, that might be a deal that we cannot turn down, but we'll have a look. Okay, so I've had a look. So Copenhagen in their league are top, running away with it, and they are also in Europe. They're in the Conference League, so the chance for European football, he'd probably start for them as well, looking at their squad, is probably too much for me to turn this down, so I'm going to have to negotiate. I am going to ask for, because I'm in my right to ask for a lot of money here, because we've only got 8 hours left at deadline. I'm going to have to replace him. I have had a look. I will, if it happens, I will show you who I'm going to replace him with. But yeah, so I am well in my right here to ask for quite a bit of money. So I am going to go in and ask for 5 million. They could completely walk out if they do. That happens. Okay, like I said, I was going to try and be a bit more lenient with what I've asked for, but that is a player that, he's my top goal scorer. It's deadline day. I just realised I did ask for 5 million off Sheffield. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, it's deadline day. There's 8 hours left. I need to be able to replace him. So I'm not going to let him go on very cheap. I still think 5 million was, I think the board said I could probably get 5.8, I think. So asking for 5 million is still 800,000 less than the board reckons I could get. So it is what it is. They've rejected it. we'll advance and see if we get any more offers. And we've had another one, this time from Brighton, Premier League club. They won't have European football. I don't think he would start for Brighton. He'd be on the bench. But it is Premier League football. I'm going to have to negotiate. Okay, so 5 million, they're probably going to walk straight out. So I'll be a bit more lenient, but I'm only going down to 4.8. 3.8. Not let him go on the cheap. You're on deadline day. Again, I'm sticking with 4.8. I'm not going below that. It's fine. Like I said, I am not going below 4.8. I'm well within my right to ask for a big sum on deadline day for my top goal scorer in the league. So if you're not going to pay, you're not getting him. That's just the way it is. So we'll advance again. Now we'll keep going through deadline day. It looks like Onuachu is the player, is the hot topic player. Yeah, he's another offer for him. This time from Dallas. Not even going to negotiate Dallas. He would not be interested to go there. Okay, so with 2 hours to go, we still haven't received any more offers. Will there be one with 1 hour to go? Nope. So it looks like we are going to keep the majority of our squad. Even with those offers for Onuachu, again, I'm going to say that I'm quite happy that with what I've done. I haven't asked for a ridiculous amount of money. I've asked for a realistic amount of money for my top goal scorer on deadline day. If you're not going to pay it, like I said, you're not getting him. So yeah, we have kept our squad, so hopefully we can push now and head towards the end of the season strongly and get back into those playoff spaces, maybe even automatics. If we can push for the league, great, but playoffs is a minimum. But our manager board rating isn't ideal at the moment, but we will try and do some objectives to get that back up, and hopefully get back up the table like I just said. So let's have a look at the transfer window roundup before we end the episode. Okay, so here are the transfers that have gone through. Then all these went through in the summer. A deadline day move for Virgil van Dijk heading to Real Madrid for 64.9 million, as well as Christian Romero heading to Bayern Munich from Tottenham, and then Tottenham replacing him with Konate. But then Liverpool have lost 2 of their starting centre-backs in one window, which is not ideal for them. Simon's gone to PSG, so has Hincapi. Rudiger, they've replaced one of the centre-backs with Rudiger, who's gone the other way to Liverpool, the opposite way for Virgil van Dijk. A couple of more big deals. Jonathan David heading to Arsenal. Cucurella's gone to Real Madrid. Coleman's gone to Chelsea. Darwin Núñez leaving Liverpool to Valencia. Burkert going to Atletico. Mbeumo going to Manchester United. That's a deal I would very much be all for in real life. If United could go and sign Mbeumo, that would be a good deal for us. Diomande's gone to Inter, and then I'll just scroll down again like I did at the thing with. So if you want to take a more in-depth look or a closer look, feel free. I'll just keep scrolling down for you guys now before we end this episode. I'll go down to 10 million. Anything below that, like I said, if you do want to see anything below that, then let me know and I'll scroll through it in the next episode for you. But that is where we'll end, so let's round up the episode. Okay guys, so that is where we shall end. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please remember to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else from the series on my channel. But overall, a decent window. We've had 2 signings. We haven't lost many of our players. Obviously Bednarek going isn't too much of a big deal, and we did manage to hold off on those offers for Onuachu. Again, maybe you guys disagree with me, but I do feel like that I was well within my right to not I didn't reject them, to renegotiate and ask for a bit of a higher fee because he's my top goal scorer and we were in deadline day. Maybe earlier on in the window I might have been a bit more lenient with that price. I might have gone down to maybe 4.2, 4.3. Anyway, we've done what we've done. We've kept him, and hopefully he can help us get promotion to the Premier League. In the next episode then, we will have the month of February, so we'll start off with a sim game against Derby. We will then play Middlesbrough, Luton and Leicester, and then we will sim the game against Portsmouth to end the episode. So a busy episode in the next one, and some tough fixtures, some very tough fixtures that we need to win because we have dropped outside that playoff space. But I shall see you in that next episode, and until then guys, I've been Clonks. Take care.